Today's video is going to be my capsule wardrobe question and answer video part 2, and these are the ones that I got from Instagram. The first question is, what are your go-to shoes and tops for fall and winter? So I've been loving just really comfy, cozy stuff. I really like this gray bat wing top and this black sweater from American Apparel. And I love wearing those with high-waisted skinny jeans. And then for shoes, I've been loving my brown boots. I wear them almost every day, and they're just so comfortable and classic. Do you stick to a strict no shopping policy after you've made your capsule wardrobe? If so, are there items you find yourself tempted by more than others, and how do you avoid these temptations? For the most part, I totally do stick to a no shopping policy for my capsule. The one exception I have is if something breaks and I'm not able to repair it, then I'll replace it. A really sad example of this is my favorite pair of high-waisted black denim that I wear a lot just recently ripped, and they didn't rip on a seam where I can get them replaced. They ripped in a really awkward spot that I can't really fix, so I'm gonna have to get a new pair of those. Also, for the record, I don't think they ripped because I wear them often in my capsule. I've had them for 3 or 4 years and the quality of them isn't great, and I could just tell that the fabric was starting to get kind of stretched out and funky anyway, so they ripped and I need to get a new pair. I'm really happy to say that honestly I don't find myself tempted like I used to be tempted with clothing. The exception to that sort of is really cool, unique vintage stuff. I've always loved unique clothing like that, and in the past I would buy it and then not get much wear out of it. Coats, for example. I love a good unique vintage coat, and in the past I would buy them and then never wear them because I don't get a lot of wear from coats where I live. So now I can look at really out there vintage pieces and appreciate them, but not feel like I need to buy them and hoard them in my wardrobe and never wear them. I've unsubscribed myself from the vast majority of marketing emails and even some Instagram accounts that are especially dangerous. Yeah, I feel like that's really helped me because I'm not constantly being reminded of a sale or whatever happening, and I'm just not thinking about shopping the way that I used to. I don't shop anymore for sport or just like when I'm bored. I only do it, you know, in between these seasonal times, and it's been really great. Something you wish you knew when you started. Any tips for capsule newbies? Honestly, I just wish that I had found out about capsule wardrobes sooner. I wish that I knew about it my freshman year of college, because that's when I really started spending a lot and just buying stuff that wasn't my style because I didn't really know my style. So if I had known about it then, idealistically, I would have not spent the amount of money that I have on clothes that I never wear or never wore. So that's kind of what I wish I knew, I guess. Tips for capsule newbies, I would say, is just go for it. I think that with things like this, perfectionism can be a major stumbling block for a lot of people. I know it was for me. It took me a couple seasons after I found out about capsules to actually jump into it myself because I was scared that I wasn't going to do it right and that I wasn't going to have what I needed. You kind of, well, for me at least, I've kind of learned by doing, and I feel like if I waited until I felt like I completely had it down and knew what I was doing, you know, it would have taken so much longer. So definitely just go for it. It's not going to be perfect the first time, most likely, but it's totally worth it. Do you find your style always changing when you do capsules? Is it hard because your style changes? For me, doing this capsule wardrobe project has taught me that I really like basics, and not in a bad way. Like, I just really like classic pieces. Like I was saying, the high-waisted black jeans, I could wear every day of my life and be totally, you know, content and happy with that. Although I try not to do that. But on top of that kind of classic base, I really like kind of bohemian flair. I'm really into the 70s right now too. And so I feel like those are kind of secondary style things, and those are easier for me to kind of switch out from capsule to capsule, I'm guessing or figuring. So this is kind of a hard question to answer because I feel like style is so different from person to person. But for me and my experience, I found that this experiment has taught me that I really like the classic stuff, and from there, if I want to change up, you know, the accents here and there, that's okay. I feel like style, things like that are going to change as you grow, and that's normal, but it doesn't have to be like a full-on new style for every capsule, if that makes sense. Do you do a lot of shopping before a capsule, or do most all of your items carry over to the new season? I just started doing the capsule wardrobe thing last spring, so my edit from the spring to the summer was really small because I was really busy and it was just a couple pieces. And then my edit from the summer to the fall was a lot larger. I think I had 17 new pieces in this capsule. It'll be interesting to see how that changes as I continue this project. Yeah, I really don't know. Hopefully I'll continue to buy fewer things, but if I feel like I want to trade some things out, I'm gonna let myself do that too. How often do you wash your pieces? Do you hang to dry or use the dryer? I do laundry only once a week, and that works for me even though I have a really small wardrobe. I hardly ever use the dryer unless I'm in a really tight time crunch and need the pair of jeans that are in the washer or something. But yeah, for the most part, I hang to dry. I do sometimes use this kind of like a natural clothing refresher. I don't know if it'll do anything for your clothes if they're like really stinky, but if you just want to feel refreshed and you're wearing the same thing more than once before you wash it, I highly recommend it. I'll put that recipe in the info box for you guys if you're interested. I really like this last question. The original job of the capsule wardrobe was to reduce the time, money, and energy that goes into your wardrobe. Do you think this is still accurate? I find that with such a focus on capsule wardrobes as of late, I'm actually finding myself thinking about them more. So I totally get this. There has been a push recently, but I think that it's still a good thing. I think that this way of looking at fashion is really positive. For me, I mean, personally, I can really only speak from experience. It has saved me time, saved me money, and saved me the amount of time that I think about clothing. I mean, I do think about capsules a lot because I make videos about them here on YouTube. I feel like if I wasn't creating this content, I really wouldn't think about them. Again, if you're interested in starting a capsule and you really want to, don't let perfectionism stop you. Try your best to get inspiration from other people online, but don't compare yourself to them. The internet is really cool, and there's so many articles on Pinterest and so many pictures to look at and YouTube videos to watch. But at the end of the day, you need to focus on you, and your capsule wardrobe needs to serve you. So keep that in mind. I hope this video was helpful. Thank you so much for following along on my capsule wardrobe journey. I know I've said this a bunch of times before, but it's really been such a cool experience for me, and I'm really glad that I get to share it with you guys. So make sure you guys like this video if you liked it, and share it with someone that you think it would be helpful to, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye!